Remember last time I was here at the Guadalajara International Airport and I told you that one of my many enjoyments was watching Magas have to wait in that long ass line to return to the US, and when they get to the front counter they're told that their immigration paperwork isn't in check, and then they're sent way down there to the immigration office to get that paperwork in check, and by this time their blood pressure is through the roof. Now, they're not concerned about the tax that they have to repay that they already paid, which is typically about 40 bucks, but they're more concerned about the crunch time, because if they don't have this paperwork in check, they're not boarding. Like always, since my flight is delayed 2 hours from Guadalajara, Jalisco to Las Vegas, Nevada, I thought I'd stand around and just fish, waiting for a Maga to be sent down to the immigration office so you can see firsthand how upset they get when their white privilege here in Mexico is revoked. When it happens to Mexicanos who are traveling back to the US, it kind of sucks because they get caught up in the system. But when it happens to those peeps right there, it's kind of like an eye for an eye.
But there will be videos of American families wearing MAGA hats on the beaches of Mexico.
It doesn't even have to be a prediction because it literally has already happened to me with my own family. So last 4th of July, my family had a trip planned to Mexico for the week of the 4th of July. And I got a phone call about a month before from my dad, which we've already had a weird relationship because of everything going on in the world. And my family is deep on the Trump train. And he called me to ask if me and my boyfriend would want Trump cups that my family was bringing with them to Mexico. And at the time, I was so thrown off the fact that I was getting asked that, and how the cognitive dissonance was just not. And it sucked because we already paid for our vacation. And I was freaking out because I did not want to be seen with that. So the night before that we went on our trip, I called my dad and told them that it was extremely racist to be bringing those cups to Mexico, and I needed to let them know because I just couldn't believe that. Mind you, I was going with 20-ish family members, so I was just thinking about me being there, surrounded with that, and people there seeing us surrounded with those things in a country where this man is telling people from our country to go back to. Anyways, we got into a giant fight. They told me that I was in a cult and to not come on the vacation. They were screaming at us. It was a whole thing. Biggest thing that we've ever gotten into. And we still went on the trip, obviously, because we were leaving the next day at 5 a.m, and I was not losing $2,000. And then when we were on our trip, they acted like nothing happened. We tried to keep the peace, obviously, because we were on a trip of our own. Saving grace was on the 4th of July. There was a hurricane, so all alcohol was shut off on the island, which was low-key hilarious. And then I will just say at part of the trip, my dad did ask a black guy if he could swim. And now I do not talk to any of my family members, so.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, MAGA people, they are regretting vacation in Mexico. Mexican, they are not welcoming MAGA people right now, especially those MAGAs who they are coming wearing MAGA hat or MAGA t-shirt. They are not being welcome in Mexico simply because Mexican, they believe that these MAGA people, they're the ones who voted in for Donald Trump. And one of the Donald Trump policy, Donald Trump, he came out and said that the Mexican people, they're the ones who are bringing drug in America. They're the ones who are doing criminal activity in America. So because of all this and how MAGA people, they went ahead and support and voted for Donald Trump. So right now, Mexican, they feel like these people are the ones who voted so that our people can be detained in America, so that our people can be deported back to their country. So they feel like these people, they betrayed them. And right now, we are seeing majority of MAGA people, they are running away from America, going to Mexican. And also we saw Mexican people, they came out and protest on the street, telling their government that we are tired of Americans coming out in our country, because when Americans, they are coming in Mexico, there is a high cost of living, and also the house becoming house rent, it is becoming more expensive. So majority of also Mexican people, they protested so that these people can go back to their country. So I want you guys to watch this video and see how Maga people, they are really treated in Mexico. Then I'll be back with more comment. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up. All credit go to the original creators of the video.
So I'm on vacation in Cabo San Lucas. Anybody who follows me knows that I was here in September, so we come here a lot. We like it here. But I am a little disappointed this trip, only because there is a family of about 11 people. They're from Kentucky. Yeah, don't need to say much more than that, right? But anyway, they've been sitting next to us at the pool that we always frequent. And there's a son of one of the members that is in his 20s. He's in his 20s. But he's just like, oh yeah, you know, Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, and da-da-da-da. It's just MAGA bullshit all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, what the heck? You don't want Mexican citizens to come into the United States, but yet you'll come here and you'll vacation? Now, that's one part of it, right? And then the more they drink, the meaner they get. So the Karens and the Kens start coming out. At one point, this lady that should not have been wearing a bikini, gets up, I guess, to go to the bathroom maybe, and the waiter is bringing her a drink. And she's like, just put it over there, right? And I'm like, what the hell? Who treats another person like that, right? Then a little bit later, her husband, who's been ordering food all day long, we're in an all-inclusive, so it's free, right? All out drinks and alcohol are free. And he's like, oh, my pizza's taking too long because they only have one oven and they're cooking for all these people over here. So you have to be over here and you have to be Asian to be able to get anything. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it is beyond me. And I cannot believe that people act like that. And you see it, and it's just like mind-blowing. I just don't get it. I really don't. And the biggest thing for me is, what's the attraction for you to come to Mexico if you don't want anyone of Mexican heritage to come into the United States? Make that make sense.
So there's a white woman's video who's gone viral talking about going to Mexico to get dental work.
So I just got the quote from the dentist in Mexico I've been looking to go see because, no offense to my current dentist in the United States, I love him. He does a really great job, and I wish I could go to him. I just can't afford dental care in the United States.
And while there were a ton of comments and people talking about the medical care system and kikiing with her in the comments, my spidey senses told me to dig a little deeper. And here's what I found.
What a beautiful morning. So grateful that Trump got in office. Life is going to be so much easier again.
Question: if it's so much easier, why can't you go to the dentist? Hold that thought.
Yes, I'm a woman for Trump. Guess what? There's like way more people in America that wanted Trump yesterday, so I don't even look like a piece of shit anymore. Thank you to the 70-something million people that voted for Trump yesterday. You just validated all of my videos where people shat on me in my comments because I'm a woman voting for Trump. Thank you for that. So yeah, we're gonna have a party later, and I told you so.
What is so interesting to me is there are so many people like her that uphold the values of anti-immigration, yet go with their teeth fixed. I hope you get stopped at the border. Root canal these hoes.
Breaking news. 2 MAGAs get fact-checked by the produce manager. This is great. This just happened just about 20 minutes ago. I was shopping in a grocery store here in the Fort Lauderdale area that's well known for its fresh produce. And as I was shopping for my items, I saw these 2 MAGAs. There were 2 guys in their 50s. Wearing their MAGA hats. And they were all crowing about how Trump was going to make America great again and how Trump was going to bring down prices and cut inflation and all these type things. But then they were complaining in the store about the prices of the fresh produce. And so I guess one of the managers or the fresh produce manager, somebody walked by. And so one of the MAGAs says to the manager in the store that they can't wait until January 20th when Trump is going to lower the prices on goods because he all of a sudden becomes president. They think he magically can do this, just like Biden was the one who caused all the prices to go up just because he happened to be president. Complete untrue, but that's another story. And so the the guy kind of looked at him and said, sir, what do you mean? And, he said, I don't believe that's going to be correct. And the produce manager says something back. He says, you do know that Trump has proposed to increase tariffs on Mexico by 25%. And many of our fresh vegetables and fruits all come from Mexico. You're going to be paying higher prices, sir, under this tariff proposed by Trump if it goes through. The prices won't go down because, and the guy goes, what? He said, Mexico's not going to pay for it. He says, no, sir, you're going to pay for it. We're going to pass those prices on to you because our importer is going to pass those prices on to us. You're going to pay more. And the two just looked at each other like they were in shock. These people are complete idiots. I mean, they are operating with burned out light bulbs. Love to hear from everybody. Love to hear from your thoughts. Love to hear from my Democrats and my Magas, my crazies and my cuckoos. Y'all are definitely not going to get what you thought you voted for. And lower prices, if these tariffs go through, oh, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. Keep smoking whatever you're smoking. Not going to be true. And I'm sure you'll try to find a way to blame it on Biden, even though all the problems that we had under inflation under Biden all came from Trump under his collapsed economy, 15% unemployment because of the COVID pandemic and because of the pipeline shutdown, all because of Trump's poor handling of things. But you all can't connect the dots. Love it, love it, love it. You're going to love these prices if these tariffs go through. Thank you, Trump. Nothing like having an orange Jesus around.
Before y'all go out here and take y'all little vacations out in these Mexican waters and Caribbean waters and European waters or wherever little waters and oceans y'all finna go to, I just want y'all to know y'all better be real careful, because if y'all boat flip over, what if the little Coast Guard people tell you, you know what, we don't want none of y'all because we don't want no foreign people in our land, build a border. Like, you know how crazy that sound? You a human being out here about to pass away, right? And you have no one to rescue you. And then you have someone that they're just like, nope, I don't like the way you look. That's pretty much what America is doing to all of these immigrants, basically. Like, these people is really running away from bad stuff in their own homes, right? And you guys are like, oh, why don't they just stay there and fix it? How are they going to stay there and fight against the cartel? I want you to try to fight against the cartel. I want you to try to fight against two people trying to come jump you. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So they're just like, you know what, let me get my kids and move on to somewhere better or whatever, right? Then they're going to come over here and take our jobs. So you mean to tell me someone's fleeing their country for a better lifestyle for them and their family, they're going to come get a job, and that's a terrible thing? That's criminal? Like, I'm just so confused, bruh. If anything, it shows me that they have will and grit and resistance. This is exactly what we need in America. These are Americans. That's American values. If you ask me, these people is willing to do whatever, bro. They're going to take a boat to get here. They're going to make tunnels to get here, bro. That is very American to me, bro. That means you ain't going to stop at nothing, bro. That's American to me. I think they cool with me. Bro, they cool with me. They cool with you?
Are you a Maga follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells. Eat your burritos. Eat your whatever you got back home. In Mexico, we already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families. We don't like MAGA people here in Mexico. And if you come, please do not bring your orange hat saying MAGA. Do not come with your shirt saying MAGA, because I've seen cases where MAGAs have been attacked by Mexicans in Cancun. At least they get knocked on their head, or at least they insult them, and we are right. We know you hate us in the United States, so why are you gonna come to Cancun with your offending us with your MAGA shirts or hats? Stay in the United States, you're better there. Why do you come to Cancun? Why do you come to Mexico? If you don't like us, stay there.
Pete Hegseth was Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth was on Fox News this morning, basically saying that strikes against Mexico are on the table.
They're terrorist organizations. And if you find that, and we know if there's Al Qaeda, we're going to hit them. I don't care if you're in Somalia, Sudan, or in Syria. If we find that they continue to fire at our border patrol and they continue to put fentanyl into our country, as the Secretary of Defense, are you permitted now to go after them in Mexico or wherever they are?
Brian, I don't want to get ahead of the president, and I won't. That's ultimately going to be his decision. But let me be clear, all options will be on the table. If we're dealing with what are designated to be foreign terrorist organizations who are specifically targeting Americans on our border, and we're finally securing our border. We've been securing other people's border for a very long time. The military is shifting toward an understanding of homeland defense on our sovereign territorial border. That is something we will do and do robust.
They've been talking about war with Mexico for a long time, but I know a lot of people voted for Trump because he claimed to be the peace president, that he was going to bring peace back to the world, which, like, I don't know what level of delusion you had to be to believe that, but that's not what's happening. Instead, we're getting a tariff war on all of our allies that starts this weekend, by the way, so a lot of things come from Mexico and Canada, so you might want to go grocery shopping today, because shit is about to get expensive. We also just get mass firing of all federal workers whose jobs are to keep us safe. We've got planes crashing into military helicopters for the first time in a freaking generation. And we've got DEI hires in the administration with no experience in leading, running around acting like a bunch of toddlers in charge of the United States. We've got purges of federal employees. We've got investigations against PBS and NPR. We've got tech billionaires settling for millions, $25 million. Meta just paid Trump to settle a lawsuit because they took him off the platform after January 6th. We've got January 6th insurrectionists running around on the street getting rearrested for being pedophiles. And yesterday, I saw the gas near my house was almost at $4. So that's super cool. And eggs are almost impossible to find because of bird flu, and Trump has directed the CDC to not talk about it, and we are not involved in the WHO anymore. So when bird flu goes full pandemic, we're all going to suffer. But Trump will just say it was Biden and DEI chickens that did it. I guess we made it through 2 weeks of Trump's presidency. Well, not all Americans made it through, but how many more will we lose next week due to Trump's DEI hires and incompetence at the very tippy top?
So the president of Mexico has sent in Mexican firefighters to assist with the rescue efforts of the flood victims of Central Texas. After all the hate, after all the disgusting things that this government has been doing to Mexicans with the ICE deportations and alligator Alcatraz and all of these horrible things that they're doing, Mexico is showing humanity. Wow. Why can't people just sit down and talk without the greed? Shout out to Madam President, Madam Señorita Presidente. Thank you for showing some type of humanity, because Trump administration don't have a lick of humanity in their bones unless you're rich. Oh, and white.
Mexico winning the Gold Cup against the United States of embarrassment in America is just absolutely amazing. Yeah. Let's also discuss Silvana Garza and Maria Paula, two young girls who were camp counselors at Camp Mystic. And if you don't know what Camp Mystic is and what happened, baby, I don't know where you've been. But what they did was they secured 20 young girls to a safer location to avoid being swept away in the flood. Meanwhile, their parents are immigrants. And then we question the value of Hispanics in our country. It's just so hard for me still to get over how you can have so much hate for a certain group of people and you group them all into a ball and say they're all criminals when all they have done is help build America. That is insane.
So yesterday I posted a video about how illegals are waving their flags during protests. I never specified exactly what flag, but people are going off about Mexico specifically and saying that this is their land and that it was stolen from them. First of all, the stolen land was not only paid for, but the United States ate up over $3 million worth of debt that Mexico owed to them. So the United States doesn't owe you anything, and I'm not going to be ignorant like you and say, oh, well, technically you guys owe us because the debt was settled, so we move on. Second of all, the Mexico was stolen, immigrants made this country excuse is played out. Let's be honest, if you had to go back to the times where the land was yours, not only would you owe the US, but with all the technologies and privileges that you have now, you wouldn't be able to survive, regardless if you live in the US or Mexico. And you would be complaining a hell of a lot more than you do now. Third of all, laws are laws. There are laws protecting you, whether you're documented or not, from people walking into your house and kicking you out. Because laws establish order. If those laws didn't exist, you would be pretty upset if somebody walked into your house and kicked you out and you couldn't do anything about it. You do not get to pick and choose what laws you want to follow while taking all the benefits of a country that is not yours in 2025. That's it. Good talk.
So Mexico's president has officially made a statement and essentially made it clear that she is not in support of these mass deportations. As a matter of fact, she believes that those who fled her country in order to break into the United States have the right to stay here. Let's unpack that for a second. So the president of the country that people are leaving in droves in order to break into another country believes that she has the right to speak on the invasions that we have to deal with. These are her people, mind you, right? And so if Mexico is such a great country, if you believe that you are creating a Mexico that people would want to live in, why would you endorse or essentially support your people in leaving your country and breaking into another?
It's crazy how the people that hate America refuse to leave it. The same people that want to defund the police will be the first ones to call the police when they're in danger. The same ones that shout freedom of speech, but yet cancel you if you have freedom of speech. Want everybody to accept them, but won't accept you. They demand your respect for their choices, but they do not want to respect our choices. They want to show love to every race other than white people. People who believe a bald eagle's egg is more important than a child in the womb. People who are against reading the Bible at school, but are not against having drag queens come and teach our kids a lesson. Will burn the American flag every chance that they get, but will refuse to go to another country because they hate this one so much. Who are willing to put every other nation first while we're last. Who will blindly follow left-wing media outlets rather than hearing both sides of it and then making a decision for themselves. Maybe it is time for people to visit other countries. Maybe it is time for you to maybe live in Mexico for a little bit. Maybe it is important for you to maybe move to Iran for a couple of months, or Iraq, or move to places that you're so willing to defend because it's so horrible here in the United States. That's one of the reasons why we are one of the most trafficked nations in the world, with almost every single nation with a nationality within our borders. But hey, I guess America sucks. So let's live in it. But let me know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that follow button for your daily updates.
All I gotta say is, if you're American, very pale American, I hope you don't have plans for spring break in Mexico, because there's a lot of people that are mad right now. And among other things, you wouldn't want them spitting in your food. Or your drink. At those all-inclusives in Cancun.
Repeat after me. When you elect psychopaths, people die. When you elect psychopaths, people die. When you elect psychopaths,
country, we are welcoming them, but they should not come wearing the MAGA hats. Now, they should not coming in our country wearing MAGA hats or even MAGA t-shirt, because when you are going in Mexico wearing MAGA hat or MAGA t-shirt, I can tell you for free that you won't even be served in a hotel. I've seen some of the videos whereby MAGA people in Mexico, they are being denied to be served in a hotel simply because they have come in a hotel wearing MAGA hats. I've seen some of the tourist places in Mexico. They are telling MAGA people, no, if you are coming to our vacation places, you better come without wearing MAGA hats, because the tourists also, they are not taking it. And also we saw Mexican president, he came out and said that they are allowing MAGA people to come in Mexico, but if they're coming to Mexico, they better wear their hats or t-shirt in the ship. But as soon as the ship it is landing in Mexico border, kindly remove all MAGA t-shirt and MAGA hats, because you will not be accepted. So that it is to give a direction to that it is to tell you that right now MAGA people, they are really suffering, because MAGA people, they know that their country it is one of the first world countries. So people, they usually respect the United States. So these people, they wanted to be respected right now, but that respect, it is now going down because of the decision they did themselves. Yeah, these people that are destroying their country, and they don't know. They feel like their country is still a superpower country. America, it is that country which it has a majority of people, they usually respect it. So America, it is losing their respect because of the MAGA people. America, it is falling down because of the MAGA people. So kindly guys, I have some of the comments here that I want to read for you and share with you. And also guys, remember this video, it is only for educational purposes. We are here to learn. So and also guys, you can share your comments on the comment section. Tell me, what do you feel about MAGA people being treated in Mexico? Are the Mexican really doing a great job by treating these MAGA people who are coming in Mexico wearing a hat? Should they be treated as if they did a wrong thing, or should the Mexican people maintain the respect which they have been having towards American people? So kindly guys, I have some of the comments here. Let me just read for you, and also you can also share your comments on the comment section. Please wear your MAGA hat to Mexico. It makes it easier for the kitchen staff to figure out which food gets the extra special sauce. Hey, this one is a deep message. Why are they going to Mexico when they don't want Mexican in USA? Yeah, so this one I was telling you that Donald Trump is a racist person. That one we can all say like that, because we have seen that Donald Trump, he wants to make America great again, and by making America great again, he's saying that he doesn't want any races. Even the black people in America, Donald Trump, he doesn't want them there in America. So Donald Trump, he wants to make America to become all white country. So even if you are Latino, you are Asian, you are a black in America, right now America, it is not safe for you, because the person in power, he wants to make America to become all white. And that's one of they say that make America great again. So That one, you guys, you have seen, and by telling you that, you have seen how ICE is deporting people. They don't care if you have a American status or you don't have. So what ICE is doing, they are raiding in black homes, Latinos, Mexican. They want to deport these people back to their country. Please report how Mexico. Let me read for you. Most of MAGA supporters have no idea of how economy works. Yeah, that is true. Majority of MAGA supporters, they don't know idea of how economy works, because for them, they believe that Donald Trump is doing the right thing, but Donald Trump is bringing America down, because when you don't want these other people to come to your country, these other races to come to your country, then your tourist sector, it will be going down. No people will go to America to visit, because even the tourists, even the people, they will not feel safe in America because of how they are deporting their fellow people. You can imagine, I'm a person from Africa. I want to go to visit, to tour in America, and we am seeing my fellow people, they are being deported. Even if they are having American citizenship, they are being deported. Will I go there? No, I will not go there. And that will lead that the tourist sector of America will go down. And we all know Americans, they are generating more money from the tourist sector. And right now we can see also their fellow people will not be accepted. The Americans tourists also, they will feel bad going outside of the touring the other country because of what their country is doing. So if you wear that hat in Mexico and you have a bad experience or worse than on you. So let me just read it. Here in Alabama, at a Mexican restaurant 2 weeks ago, a man with a Maga hat on was talking to a worker about he was going to Guatemala with a church group to help build a church. I looked at this fool and said, be sure to take that hat with you and tell the people there that they are not wanted in America. He was not pleased. After he left, the workers thanked me for standing up for them. Yeah, so now MAGA people, whenever they are going, they are being told truth. So you better stop wearing that hat. What kind of a fool would wear a MAGA hat to Mexico? Oh, forget it. Yeah, the reason Mexico sent firefighters and rescue team to Texas is because us Mexican are in another level that Trumpy and Magas will never, and CN never dream about. You are welcome, Georgias. So this one is a Mexican. Let me try to see also a comment from Mexican people. There's one here, guys. History not tough, state not bought from Mexico. California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado. Hey, this one is I think it is a Mexican city. Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Wayne, Kansas, and let's not forget Texas. 10 states, yet with everything happening, volunteers from Mexico left their families to come help in the destruction in Texas. We should be very grateful and thankful for their heartfelt kindness and love towards others. Why do these people go to the countries filled with the people they are trying to get away from? Make it make sense. Yeah, so this one is saying that why are the MAGA people going to Mexico, and yet they don't want their people in America? Yeah, they should better also them not to go to country. You can imagine you are coming to a country whereby you don't want the people in that country to come in your own country. So it needs to be a two-way traffic. If you are deporting our people, also we are deporting also your people. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, like, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.